You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marci Persky. In this installment, Marci and I have different philosophies about how to get things from point A to point B without being tagged as a terrorist or having the package explode. Also, some advice for the AAA tow truck driver.
Today we say goodbye to another 25 kittens on their way to go get spayed and neutered.
But you didn't have to take them to
No.
Nevada.
No, I paid somebody.
All right.
Utah. Paying somebody $200 to do it. Call me Tom Sawyer. I said, this is so much fun. Here's $200. Take these kittens. I'll see you Friday night. So
I like your style. I think you've learned.
Thank you.
When in doubt, delegate. When delegating doesn't work, pay.
Call in sick.
There's that too. I took speaking of delegating, I pulled the car out of storage today. The hot single girl car out of storage today.
Mm-hmm.
And I had delegated some of the responsibility of that to the spousal unit, charging it. It has an electrical problem to begin with. I don't remember which one of us said, let's just try and jump it and drive it in. It's only a mile and a half, but we should have just called AAA and had it towed in. We should have, because we charged it and it started, and then a half a block from the house, right on the busy street, it died. And it's not just any car dying. It's a muscle car covered with like 2 years worth of dust. This car has not been out of the garage since like 6 months before COVID shut down. So it doesn't look too good. And even so, while I am calling the spouse to see when AAA is arriving, some kid shoves his face in my window and goes, "Hey, you selling this?" And then while it's being hooked up to the tow truck, somebody else says, "Hey, you selling this?" And I'm thinking, first thought in my head is, good luck getting America weaned from gasoline. Good luck on that. Because as long as there are cars with big snouty engines, there will be some teenager who goes, "Hey, you selling that?"
We're looking at buying a dually. Talk about gasoline.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you know what a dually is.
It's a truck.
It's a truck. It's bigger than Clifford, the big red truck. But we're just going to use it for water hauling. We're going to put a 500-gallon tank in the back of it and just use it once a week to go get water and bring the water home.
So that your daughter can dump it all out on the yard in her splash pool?
Pretty much. Yeah, her pool. or stick rocks in the bathtub and fill the bathtub with rocks.
Water. Yeah, and rocks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The other problem with not calling AAA while we were comfortably in our house was, first they tell you that the person will be there in an hour and a half, and then you get a text that says they'll be there in another 2.5, 3 hours. So I called back and I said, I think 3 hours is a little excessive to wait for my tow. Can you do something? So I can see why they didn't send me the guy they sent me right off the bat. It's like, you want to be towed now? Fine. We'll send you this guy.
Gomer.
This guy, first of all, what tow truck driver in the world wears sandals?
One up here that lives in the mountains of Arizona. They wear puffy coats and sandals.
Puffy coat I could see, except it's 90 degrees. But you don't, I mean, any one of 1,000 ways that car could take off half your foot, all your foot, some of your toes. This guy, and he can't quite maneuver his truck underneath my car. So he gets on the truck and he starts like jumping on my bumper. I'm like, dude, no. Finally, and he races. He must have been in some kind of competition. He races the car the mile and a half to the garage. And I had money to tip him, but I pulled in and he was like pulling out onto the next sucker. And when I went in to see my mechanic, he's like, "Well, where's your car?" And I showed him, he goes, "He left it there?" I mean, you don't have to be a Fulbright scholar to drive a tow truck. But I think if you're going to jump up and down on the bumper of the vintage car, maybe not in front of the customer.
That's like when we moved from Michigan to Flagstaff, and I watched a mover step on my pinball machine, on my Kiss pinball machine. He
No.
stepped on it to move something around.
On
And I was just like,
the glass part of it? The glass
no.
part?
Oh, he broke. Yeah.
Oh man. And
Yeah,
you
it came
watched that
broken.
happen.
Yeah,
And there
right
were
before
not
my
cell
very
phones
eyes.
yet, so you couldn't just take a picture.
Nope. Couldn't do anything.
Oh.
But
On my last nightmare move, there were cell phones with cameras. So I took pictures, and I'm calling the guy who sold me the job going, look what they're doing. Look.
our last move, it was all on us. We moved like the Jodes. Carload after carload after truckload. And anything we broke, we were just like, oh, well, we broke it. See ya. When someone else breaks it, it's different.
Yes. When someone else breaks it, it is different. That's true. And sometimes I say to people when there's something delicate to do, let me do this, because when it breaks, then I can only be mad at myself.
Yep. Well, I went at work this week, the hospice thrift store where I volunteer on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought like these big stained glass things. I don't know what
What's a
you call
thing?
them.
Like a window or
Yeah, yeah, you hang them in your window.
Oh, okay.
You won't
Ornaments, I
replace the
guess.
window,
Call them
but they're
ornaments.
huge.
Okay.
But they're still sitting at the store because I'm afraid to drive them home,
I could see
that I'm
that.
going to break them.
Oh.
So I actually told Frankie I'm like, will you pick those up for me so that I can like blame him?
Oh, so you're the opposite. See,
Yeah.
when you want to blame yourself, you say, let me do this so that I can blame myself. But your
Right.
school of thought is, you do this so that I can blame you.
And then he owes me.
Has he caught on to this yet?
No,
Oh,
but now he will.
now he will.
He listens. He listens. So now he's caught on. So I let go of a big secret.
I guess you're going to
Oh.
have to haul your own stained glass windows around now, sweetie.
From now on. Yep.
Or he can just start asking you. Like they make you, like when you go to the bank and they say, is any of this money from a foreign country? Do you work for the CIA? Can I just say the questions they ask you now are so, we get asked all kinds of security questions that are security theater. Like my spouse went to get a booster shot and they said, have you been around anyone with COVID in the last 14 days? And all you have to say is, not that I know of. And that's an kind of honest answer.
We get the same thing. I'm trying to remember. Someone just asked us that the other day. And I just like, how am I supposed to know?
And you open a bank account and they say, do you work for any foreign government or entity? And what are you supposed to say? Yes, I'm a spy for Yemen. Yeah. What are you supposed to say to that? Oh yeah, he's a spy for Yemen, but we forgot to ask him, so we had no way to know. Like what?
No, it's been so long since I've opened a bank account or actually seen a person at a bank, since everything is direct deposit now. Go to the ATM to get your money, that I kind of forget that people even work there.
Oh, see, I like the people at my bank, but I'm just thinking now of all the ridiculous security questions that you're required to be asked. Are you carrying this package for someone else?
Yeah.
That's one. But
does your gun have ammo?
Post office question. Is there anything flammable? Does this have batteries?
Or fluid? They ask about fluid too.
Yeah. I would not ship fluid because it's stupid. But if I were, I sure as heck wouldn't tell the person at the post office. Would you?
No.
No, of course not. Of course not. And if you're shipping like 3 giant mason jars full of blueberry jam and it explodes, is that a liquid or a solid or what is that? They're not specific enough.
It's just funny when whoever gets on the other end opens it.
They're not specific enough. They don't say, is this a liquid, a solid, or a gelled substance? They don't ask that. Again, the wrong question. They need to start asking right questions. We'll still lie and not answer them, but at least they should ask appropriate questions. And here's the other thing that really sucks. If Amazon's shipping it, it can be anything. You can't ship
that's
it.
Right.
You can't ship anything with a battery, but Amazon can ship your lithium battery electric toothbrush in 24 hours. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure that came on a truck or a plane or what, but at this point, if I were flying freight, I would be very worried because they can put, and what do they have to do? They have to put a little graphic on there that shows an exploding battery. Like if I'm the pilot, that's going to make me feel a whole lot better.
Lithium batteries.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks
so
for
you
that.
said the magic word Amazon.
Oh?
Remember my magical mop and bucket?
Yes, the spinner mop. You ordered a spinning mop. Is it all that you had hoped?
No, it doesn't work at all. It's Frankie put it together. Now we can't take it apart to return it. So I don't know what we're going to do.
Hacksaw. That's what you do. You call them and you give them two choices. You say, this does not spin and I cannot take it apart. Would you like me to cut it up with a hacksaw and mail it back to you? Or what would you like me to do?
I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I was ready to mop.
Yeah. and now the urge has passed.
The urge is long past. Long past. Now I have to wait a whole nother year for the urge to mop.
Oh, no. They don't know what they've done.
They don't.
No idea what they've messed up there. Your annual urge to mop has come and gone.
Gone.
Oh, dear. Yes?
So today I had to drive through the forest, and I saw a tiny little family of roadrunners, like little baby roadrunners crossing the street. So I had to stop and let them go. And then I waited for the little baby coyotes, and
what?
There were no coyotes chasing them.
You're joking, of course.
The coyotes with the anvils. With the Acme weapons.
Acme weapon coyotes.
But little baby roadrunners are like the cutest thing ever.
No, you are not adopting a roadrunner. No. No.
They are so cute.
No, some more. All kinds of things are cute. Just because it's cute doesn't mean you should own it. I have a girlfriend who's a big time shopper, and I said if I teach you one thing, let me just say this to you. You can appreciate it without buying it. And so I would say to you, my darling, beloved, dear friend, you can appreciate it without adopting it.
Mother Earth. That's the noise I imagine Mother Earth makes.
Your goats, what would they do with roadrunners? Crunch, crunch, little bird bone roadrunner babies, goat food. Nope.
No, goats only eat like green stuff.
No, they'll eat baby chicks if you leave them around. I'm sure they would.
They don't have top teeth.
They don't care.
Or bottom teeth.
They just swallow them whole. They won't care, those goats.
Goats are not carnivorous.
They're not smart. It's too late by the time they figure out.
Idea, though. I might put vampire teeth in my goats and take pictures because that would be funny. And I don't know how I got from that to vampire teeth. But
while you're at it, why don't you have like those gangster grills put on them?
Because those are expensive.
Well, while you're at it, I mean, you've been saying that you've been putting off your own dental work. So if you're going to get vampire teeth for your goats.
Speaking of gangster grills.
Yeah.
I saw today online that I wish I hadn't of, but Madonna's posing naked and on NFTs. You know what those are?
Yes, you're the second person who's sent me information about this. I didn't look at the first because naked Madonna didn't seem to make me want to click on the link. I thought it might be a virus. What?
Yeah, no, she created NFTs of herself naked at age whatever she is, 87 and a half.
No, she's not. She's younger than we are. Does she not have enough money?
She has no boundaries.
No, that's not true. I'll tell you how I know. You know that biography of hers?
Yeah.
A friend of mine watched the biography because I didn't want to bring myself to do it. And she said that she was public about practically everything. You could practically watch her on the toilet in this. But when she was having a business meeting, she closed the door on the cameras.
IRS.
When it comes to negotiating a contract, she's all about that. No, let's not play Earth Mother when you have money on the line. That's what I think.
I wonder about like these people's children. If I pose naked for an NFT, my kids would die.
If you're Madonna, by the time you pose naked at the age of 60 on an NFT,
I like 87 and a half.
All the damage that you could do has already been done.
probably it.
It's all done already. And I'm kind of looking forward to getting to that point where no matter what I do, my kids are already fully cooked. I can't screw them up any more than I already have. And that, I think I don't know how to know when that's happened, but I'd like to.
It's happened for me, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, let's throw you a party for that then.
Yeah.
If you've made it this far, chances are you've been enjoying Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. In which case, you might also like my book, She Said What, A Life on the Air. You can find that at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon. Marci and I really appreciate your good reviews wherever you care to leave them. Your kind words help the podcast grow. Thanks.